Three things you misunderstood about money is the root of all evil. What if the Bible never actually says money is the root of all evil? What if the real warning is much deeper than money itself? Most people quote this verse like it means money is evil, wealth is evil, having possessions is evil. But that is not what Paul says. The verse does not say money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. That difference changes everything. Before we start, click the first link in the description for your free Ultimate Study Guide PDF, Messianic Prophecies from Every Book of the Old Testament. Number 1, the problem is not money. The problem is worship. Money is a tool. It can feed the poor, support families, build churches, fund missions, help the suffering. But money can also become an idol. That is why Paul says the love of money is the danger. Not coins, not income, not business, not provision. Love. The heart attaching itself to money as security, identity, and power. That is the first secret. Money becomes dangerous when it stops being a servant and becomes a god. When money becomes your savior, you will sacrifice almost anything to keep it. Peace, integrity, family, truth, even your soul. Number 2, the verse is about desire, not just possession. Paul is warning people who desire to be rich. That matters, because you can be poor and still love money, and you can be wealthy and still use money faithfully. The issue is not only how much you have, it is what has you. A person can have very little and still be ruled by greed, always comparing, always craving, always believing life would finally begin if they had more. And a person can have much and still be generous, humble, and free. So the real question is not, how much money is in my account? The real question is, how much of my heart is attached to it? Paul says this craving can lead people into temptation, traps, and many harmful desires. That is exactly how greed works. It promises freedom, but creates slavery. It says just a little more, then a little more, then a little more, until enough never comes. Number 3. The love of money can make people wander from the faith. This is the most serious part. Paul says some people, through craving money, have wandered away from the faith and pierced themselves with many sorrows. That is a haunting image. Greed does not always look dramatic at first. Sometimes it looks responsible, ambitious, practical, normal. But slowly, money starts making the decisions. What will I do? What will I ignore? Who will I use? What truth will I compromise? What calling will I delay because it costs too much? And little by little, the heart wanders, not always by rejecting God out loud, sometimes by quietly trusting money more than Him. That is why Jesus said you cannot serve both God and money, not because money is equally powerful to God, but because money makes a terrible master. It demands devotion, it creates anxiety, it gives false promises, and it never dies for you. But Jesus does. That is the deeper revelation. Money says, "Serve me and I will give you life." Jesus says, "I give my life to save you." Money says, "Hold on tighter." Jesus says, "Lose your life and you will find it." Money says, "Your worth is what you own." Jesus says, "Your worth is revealed by what I paid to redeem you." So the Bible is not teaching that every wealthy person is evil, and it's not teaching that every poor person is righteous. It's exposing the human heart, because greed can live in any income bracket. The love of money is not about a number. It's about a throne. Who rules the heart? What do you trust when you are afraid? What do you chase when you feel empty? What are you unwilling to surrender? That is why the verse is so misunderstood. Money is not the root of all evil. The love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Because when money becomes God, people become tools. But when Jesus is Lord, money becomes a servant, and the heart becomes free.